regular meeting. If you'll please stand for a Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay standing, please, for a moment of silence. Thank you very much. All right, so first item on the agenda this evening is we have community food drive and, community food and toy drive sponsored by Canby Kiwanis proclamation, and so I will read that. So the Canby Community Food and Toy Drive sponsored by Canby Kiwanis, whereas the Canby Community Food and Toy Drive sponsored by Canby Kiwanis originated for the purpose of providing toys and food for less fortunate families in our community, and whereas by way of this proclamation the City of Canby recognizes that greater public awareness and involvement is needed in order for such programs to achieve their highest potential in providing and promoting joy to each household in this community, and whereas Canby community members have undertaken the project of collecting and distributing toys and food to these needy families during the month of December, and whereas donations for food baskets can be left at various locations around Canby, now, therefore, I, Brian Hodson, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Canby, do hereby proclaim December 15th through December 21st as Canby Community Food and Toy Drive Week, sponsored by Canby Kiwanis, and urge all people of the City of Canby to observe this time by participating in this toy and food drive, helping to provide assurance that each family may have a twinkle in their eye this holiday season. Given unto my hand this 4th day of December, 2013, and I believe there's somebody here to take this for me.
Yes, I seem to be a lone elf. Supposed to be 3 of us.
Well, we've got.
I'm just kidding.
There we go.
I don't have to get back.
I'm here.
There you go. If you want, that is for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very
so
much. Yes.
Thank
If you want to
you.
take a moment and say a few words, that would be great.
Oh,
Do I say a few words? You're more festive than I.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree.
My name is Agnes Vongsness, and as a fellow Canbyite and a Kiwana member going on 10 years, I've been involved in a food and toy drive for many years and seen quite a few local families helped in bigger ways than you can imagine. So thank you, and you know, it's a community effort, and it's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
Thank you. This is for you guys. If you want to load them up, I'm sure Officer Troy would love to come. Troy would love to come up and help out. Sure. Thanks, George.
Thanks, George.
So you've got another elf here.
Kids. There's your 3rd elf.
There's your 3rd elf.
Here, I'll put the light.
I just worked out.
I'll put the light one in my box.
Yeah, she'll take the white one too. Thank you, guys. Thanks, George. Thank you. You too. Merry Christmas.
To you. Troy, now look what you
I know.
did.
I know.
You're going to be called Troy for a month.
Well, either he's going to get picked on or I am every time I'm out at the police
That's
station. So, perfect. Before we move into the, well, I guess we'll move into the swearing in of a new police officer this evening.
Yay.
So, Chief and
And congratulations to our new police officer.
Well, thank you tonight. So tonight, what I'd like to do is welcome and introduce you Officer Nolan Booth. He's our newest police officer to the Canby Police Department. His official hire was April 1st of 2013, but today we're doing the ceremony. And I'd like to do some introductions here. We have some family members that are here with us today. I want to introduce, first of all, his wife, Lana. She is from Maui, Hawaii, and was raised there. Her mother, or Nolan's mother, excuse me, Shelley, and Father Bob, and Carly, sister. And we have a brother who wasn't able to make it here, Brandon, who lives on the East Coast. Just couldn't get over here. It wasn't important enough, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank coworkers who were here as well. If there's any other friends here I've missed. For the first 18 years, Nolan was raised in the city of St. Helens, Oregon. He went to college and graduated with a bachelor's degree in elementary education, anthropology, Pacific University, Forest Grove, Oregon. When he was interviewed, Nolan said he wanted to work for the city of Canby for several reasons. But simply, he loves a small-town atmosphere, probably because of his growing up years in St. Helens, Oregon. And he felt a good connection. And the more he learned about our city, the more and the people who work here, the more he decided that this was an appropriate spot for him to come and work. Specifically, Nolan wanted to be a person who is involved with his community, who is compassionate about the needs of others. And Nolan wanted to work a career that would make a difference in the lives of others. Well, those are all great answers, and certainly we thought so, and that's why we selected him. Nolan attended the 16-week academy in Salem, down known as the Public Safety Standards and Training, graduating on August 16th. You should know he represented our city and the police department well. He was given an award. It was Defensive Tactics Awards for Basic Police Academy Class 337, which is an honor. Also think you should know that he made quite a sacrifice in his decision to come to Canby Police Department. Nolan was single when he entered the academy. He left the academy as a married man. But it gets better, I think, anyway. We kind of, oh my gosh. While he was attending the academy, he and Lana were married in the month of July before graduating from the academy. And when you're in the academy, you're in the academy. There's no vacation days. You don't get time off for weddings. Unless that's a weekday anyway. So he was required to come to the back to the academy that Monday, immediately following that weekend wedding, which means I can tell you they had a very short honeymoon. So Nolan and his wife, they enjoy outdoor activities such as bike riding, and both actively participate in CrossFit as a way to keep in good physical shape. And again, I'd like just to welcome Nolan to the Canby Police Department. And I know we're going to see great things from him. So at this time, we'll go ahead and move toward the swearing-in portion and have Judge Graff come up and do that.
Okay, so why don't you come on over here where everybody can get a good look at you. Okay, why don't you raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
I, Nolan Booth,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and uphold
that I will support and uphold
the constitutions of the United States
the constitutions of the United States
and the state of Oregon
and the state of Oregon
and the charter and ordinances
and the charter and ordinances
of the city of Canby,
of the city of Canby,
remaining in compliance
remain in compliance
with the professional standards established
with the professional standards established
by the department's mission,
by the department's mission,
professional code of ethics,
professional code of ethics,
department policies and directives,
department policies and directives,
and will faithfully perform the duties of police officer
and will faithfully perform the duties of police officer
for the city of Canby, Oregon,
for the city of Canby, Oregon,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go ahead and read it and sign it there.
And then Chief, if you want to sign your part. None of these signatures are legible yet.
I love it. So the next part, we generally get the honor of pinning the badge on, but we're doing it a little bit different today. And we're going to have Lana come on up here, and she can pin the badge on Nolan.
Thank you.
There we go. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Thanks, Judge.
Thanks, Fred.
Great. Before we move into communications, I remind council that we do not have an exec session tonight after the meeting, as communicated to you guys earlier today. We scheduled that with Joe for the 15th of January. Also, this evening, apparently in the audience, we have a couple gentlemen that are going for a merit badge. And gentlemen, if you'd like to come up and tell us who you are and what you're with and what you're about, that would be great. And I believe Caden is the spokesperson.
He is now.
We're here to get a merit badge citizenship in the community for Troop 258, Kate Holbrook.
I'm Ian Holbrook. I'm Stepan Sveshnikov.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This is my last merit badge before Eagle Scouts.
Excellent. Congratulations. Well, all three of you, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. That wasn't too painful, was it, guys? With that, we'll move into communications.
I have one, Mayor.
Okay. First opportunity for citizen input and community announcements. If you are so inclined and would like to, we fill out a yellow card and bring that to our city recorder, and we'll make sure that you get the chance to come up and talk to us. And I have one this evening, and we have Mr. Lee Wigan. If you'd like to come up, sir.
To make a note to get some special orange cards for when Mr. Wigan comes in.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, he's going to bring his own.
Tim Dale, sir.
Right here. Thank you.
Brian Hudson, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Tracy.
Thank you, sir.
I am with the First Baptist Church in beautiful downtown Canby, Oregon. Actually, it used to be out in the country, but now it's sort of in the city. And we really appreciate what you gentlemen and ladies do, and we know you get paid lots and lots of pennies for doing what you do, and for all the time that you spend. We recognize as a church in this fine community that one of our responsibilities is to pray for those that have the rule of authority over us, and that includes you. So the cards that you just got that have your names on them already are cards that we pray for every Tuesday night. On the back are signatures of the individuals that have been praying for you for a number of months. The new cards, the blank ones, you have some homework to do. I'm also a teacher and I love giving homework. And you need to put your name on it and that you're a council member, and then a prayer request on there. And then you turn that into your fine city recorder. And I will come by in the next day or two and pick those up. And we promise to commit to pray for you, every one of you by name, every week for the next number of months. That is our commitment to you. And so I'm not here asking for too much, but you know, if you ever think about repealing the tax upon churches in the city of Canby, I would really appreciate that. But you know, just something to think about for the future. No pressure whatsoever. But anyway, but we really, really appreciate all of you. We know that at times in the last several months, the decisions that you have made have been somewhat controversial, you may say. And so we're really glad that you do what you do. And we know you don't do it because of all the money you're making. And so we really appreciate each and every one of you. We will continue to pray for you. And so fill those out before you leave. Otherwise, if you take them home, the gerbils will eat them and I will never see them. And so please fill those out. Hand them to your fine secretary, recorder here. And we would love to be praying for you over the next months. And we thank you again for all that you do.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
I've been on the council now for a number of years, and I know that you've been doing this for a number of years prior to me even being on the council. And I want you to know that I appreciate the weekly prayers for us, for myself, and so thank you. We appreciate that very, very much.
We appreciate what all you do and all the love letters that you probably get for doing what you do.
I appreciate
you doing this, because I think I've seen a real answer to prayer in the spirit of the men and women on this council. And it's just been a real pleasure to be able to serve in this capacity. Thank you.
And we appreciate you, and we've known you for a few years, I
Few
think.
years.
Yeah, I think so.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
And I'll re-emphasize that Lee is referring to the cat tax on the churches, not other taxes. Oh, it's the street maintenance fees. Oh, well. I sit corrected. I apologize.
But the street maintenance fee, so sometimes in the future.
All right,
Thanks, Lee.
Okay. Seeing no other, any other community announcements or input at this time? We'll move into mayor's business. A couple things. I just want to say congratulations to the Canby High School football team on a successful season this year. Made it to the semifinals in the championship series there at Geldwin Field last weekend and played exceptionally well against a very tough Jesuit Crusader team, coming up short, but they played with tremendous heart, and I'm very proud of how well they did play and how well they represented Canby in that high-profile game. So thank you and congratulations to them. I want to thank everyone here as well as out in TV land for their participation in Small Business Saturday. Heard a lot of great feedback that was a very robust Saturday for a number of our businesses in downtown Canby, so we appreciate that. And just remind you throughout this gift giving and season of gathering that you do keep in mind Canby businesses first before you look elsewhere. So a lot of that, a greater portion of those dollars stay within our community. So please think locally first. I'd like to say welcome to New Business Nature's Pet that just opened up out by the Fred Meyer Shopping Center. Great new business in town. So please, if you need something for your pet this holiday, swing by there. I don't have any, but I still will swing by and say hello. Clackamas County Coordinating Committee, otherwise known as C4. Todd, C4.
Thank you.
Clearing up, you know. I will not be attending that meeting tomorrow evening because we have a budget workshop, so I will get the updates otherwise out to you in another fashion. On January 15th, this is more for, I suppose, us and for Joe, we're going to be doing a work session on language for the ballot referral in our civic building. So Joe, is there anything that we as a council can be doing to prepare for that conversation so that we get that accomplished thoroughly that evening and quickly without delay so that we can make sure that we are prepared?
Well, my understanding from you guys was that you wanted a kind of a yes-no vote just on a library and civic center on 3rd Avenue as the only option as far as going to the advisory vote. Is that still remaining the same?
Yeah.
I believe that that is the case.
Oh, okay. Well, then what I'll do is try to get some language kind of together ahead of time and then send it out maybe a week prior, and you guys can take a look at it and you can think about it. But I mean, beyond that, no, because it's a matter of, you know, honing down.
You need to write the
Yeah.
legalese there for us, so
It-
sounds good.
If you could do that a week in advance, that would be great. That would give us time to, for us to digest that as well and figure out what else we need to do, because Kim and I had a conversation this morning, and though we have a small cushion, it is that small, and I want to make sure that we don't miss any deadlines, because we can't seem to work out shall or should. So, well, I mean that in all seriousness, that this is, we need to get this ironed out post haste so that we don't have any delays.
Sure.
So it's a big deal. Okay. Any other clarifications that we need, you need, counsel, from Joe on this one? No? Okay. Thank you. With that, I'll move into councilor comments and liaison reports, and we're going to start with Councilor Ryder tonight.
Okay, and I have an announcement for all the citizens of Canby. On January 1st, there'll be 2 openings on the Planning Commission. Anyone interested in applying can download an application from the city's webpage, or they can get one at the City Hall, or contact the city recorder at 503-266-1000. 0733. Also, I'd like to report on the Canby Area Transit monthly report. Attended that last week, and also they had a compliance review that was required by the Oregon Department of Transportation, since we receive funds from the federal government to run CAT. And they had some issues that they found, and I think there was about 4 of them or so that they have to come into compliance with, and I don't see any problem with that. And but they did give a good overall performance audit on that. Also, we received our 2 new buses that will be replacing 2 of our older buses, and hopefully they'll be running by mid-December. So that's all I have.
Great.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, I was able to attend the Historic Review Committee, a small but mighty committee. It was kind of neat. We had a local businessman who's seeking to move a historic house that otherwise would be slated for demolition due to expansion of an adjacent business. And he came to the committee for advice and support. And I just thought how neat it was that we have this committee. A year ago, we didn't even have a resource or a way to reach out. And so the committee's going to do a little bit of research and see if they can put their weight behind such an effort. But I thought that was neat. The Historic Review Committee also talked about having a joint meeting with my other liaison committee, the Bike Ped Committee. I was explaining to them that Bike Ped has talked about some tours, trying to get some smaller organizations that do bicycle tours coming through Canby and the Canby area. And the Historic Review Committee has been planning to put together walking tours. But when they heard the idea about a bicycle tour, that then expands their area of which they could include some of the cemeteries and so on. So going to be a little cross-fertilization between those two. And Tracy and Clint will have a few more of the details about Light the Night coming up this Friday. But we're going to have some new elements to it. It's always one of the most people-packed things that I think we see downtown. I'm still impressed by, no matter how cold it is, the place is packed. So come on down, and like the mayor said, bring your checkbook and buy some of those Christmas presents from our local vendors.
My understanding is that it's to be clear, crisp, and a chance of snow. So that would really cap off the evening in a real kind of, I think, small-town magical way with a little snow flurry. So it'll be a fun night.
We'll order that up just for you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks. A little Midwestern flair for me. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Mr. Mayor, I likewise attended the Nature's Pet opening, ribbon cutting. On the Canby utility front, they did not have their second meeting in November because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but I did attend a meeting with Canby Utility Management and a customer regarding backflow devices. And Canby Utility Board has an opening coming up. One of their members' terms is expiring, and he's not eligible to run again. He's run all he can. And so they have openings, and you are welcome and encouraged to apply with our city recorder. You can find the materials online. And on kind of a fun note, very glad to see members of Troop 258 here tonight, particularly last name of Holbrook. That was my alma mater, and Craig was my senior patrol leader, and was just a delight to serve under him. And Ed, who's grandpa, is that right, was my scoutmaster. So thanks, boys, for coming. It's great.
Yes, he does.
That's impressive.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilor Coleman.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, this morning I attended the Team Track meeting. Just to tell everyone a little bit about that, the city of Canby was awarded a Transportation and Growth Management grant through a joint effort of the ODOT and the Oregon Department of Land Conservation and Development to analyze the potential for a Team Track transloading facility abutting the Pioneer Industrial Park. And let's see, it says the Pioneer Industrial Park is the city's urban renewal area and has approximately 200 acres available for development. The current operator of the existing short line railroad, the Molalla branch of the Oregon Pacific Railroad, abutting the park, has expressed an interest in expanding services. Only 2 available properties within the Pioneer Industrial Park have adjacent rail access. The owner of the smaller of the 2 sites has expressed an interest in working with the short line operator to develop the property for this purpose, and therefore the site is being considered for the location of the transload facility. That's very interesting. It's a very great opportunity. In fact, when we recently had the opportunity to tour the American Steel building out in the industrial park, I believe they said 50% of the steel that they get into their facility comes by rail. And some of the things that's exciting is on one rail car, they said they can get 4 truckloads on one rail car. So that takes a lot of trucks off the road, and in many cases, it's a more cost-effective way to transport. So very exciting, and I'll keep you updated on that in the future. Tomorrow with my cohorts here, we're going to be attending the Budget Committee work session at 6, and then on Friday morning, be at the Traffic Safety Commission meeting with Bob starting at 8:30, and you're all welcome to join us. We always have some lively discussions. And next Tuesday, I'll be attending the Library Board meeting at 6:15.
Thank you, sir. Councilor Hensley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just have a reminder to everyone about the Light Up the Night event this Friday. First Friday begins at 5 o'clock. Parade will be at 6. And the lighting of the park will happen immediately following the parade. They're saying 6:30-ish, but it really depends on how long the parade is. So we're hoping maybe it'll be a little later than 6:30, because I'm hoping for a very robust parade. So if you're a business in town, want to advertise in a fun way, or if you're a service organization, get a hold of Jamie down at the planning department in the Economic Development Building and let her know that you want to participate in the parade. And we'll light up the park. Also bring your canned food donations downtown and visit the local businesses. If they have a tree decorated, you can vote for your favorite tree by placing those cans for the Toy and Joy food drive under the trees as your way of voting. And so those will be collected by the Kiwanis. And with that, I think that is all, other than I wish the chief was still here so I could thank him again. I was able to go visit with him today at the police department when they were having some tactical scenario training.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't get to go to the Citizens Academy like you guys did. I was waiting for the next one and it wasn't happening, so he gave me a ring and I got to go and participate in that. And I think my husband might be slightly jealous now, but I had a good time. And I wanted to thank him.
Too. I didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, it was good fun.
There was a lot of Clackamas County cars in town, and they looked like they were on, it looked really more beyond maneuvers and training, like they were really, that there was something really going on, so it's good to hear that it was training, so.
It was training, and or the police department anyway. I don't know about the county stuff. I didn't see any county folks there, honestly. So, but anyway, I wish the chief was still here so I could have thanked him again. But.
Councilor Hensley, for the Light Up the Night piece, citizens can vote for the person to turn on the lights for the event?
Yes.
And how can they do that?
I'm sorry, I forgot that. Thank you,
That's
Mr.
okay.
Mayor. Go to Canby Main Street's Facebook page. There will be a link for the Survey Monkey, is what it's called, and you'll go and vote for one of 4 contestants, and their names are listed. Senator Alan Olson, Gina Hosford, Bob Cornelius is here. He's also nominated. And there's one more. It's Joan Monin from the Wild Hare. So those are your contestants. It tells a little bit about each of the folks, and you can vote for your choice to light up the park.
Perfect.
Thank you for reminding me.
That's okay. Thank you. Councilor Rocha.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. With Parks and Rec and Canby Adult Center, their meetings are actually later this month, so I have nothing new to report for them. Canby Fire, ESCI has just started their interview process. Actually, I was part of that today, being on the Civil Service Commission. So I'm not really sure when that's going to end, but I would say probably the next month. Hopefully they'll have some information on ways they can become more efficient for the fire department. In other news, I attended the Chamber of Commerce luncheon yesterday at the Grove. Food was fantastic, but the entertainment was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Canby High Catalina was, I mean, they did an encore for us because it was
amazing.
fantastic. So kudos to them.
Any word on when are they going to start the search for chief selection?
As of right now, I don't think they've even got the paperwork put together
Okay.
yet for that search.
Okay.
So that's probably going to happen hopefully soon.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right. Consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adopt the minutes of the November 20th, 2013 City Council work session and regular meeting, the appointment of Jason Padden to the City Budget Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2014, and appointment of Robert Backstrom to the City Budget Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2016.
All right. Thank you, sir. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Okay. Well, race tonight, that's good.
Like last
So,
time.
Yeah. Motion has been made by Counselor Dale and seconded by Counselor Rocha to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes for the November 20th, 2013 City Council work session and regular meeting, appointment of Jason Padden to the City Budget Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2014, and appointment of Robert Backstrom to the City Budget Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2016. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Seeing none, passes 6-0. And Jason and Bob are both here this evening. Thank you, gentlemen, for going through the interview process and being selected. Appreciate that. It's careful what you wish for, gentlemen. Okay, moving into resolutions and ordinances.
Okay, the first item we have is ordinance 1391. This is before you for second reading. It's amending Canby Municipal Code, Chapter 3.24, public transportation payroll and self-employment tax.
Right, and this ordinance is to change current public transportation payroll and self-employment tax reporting, just kind of correct some errors and changes in suggested best practices for this, so, you know, in terms of how we are able to calculate the fine, or the tax for businesses, and making sure that they're including the proper paperwork, to, you know, for us to check and make sure that the amounts are correct. Did I leave anything out, sir?
No, that's correct.
Perfect. So I will take a motion in a second, please.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve ordinance number 1391, an ordinance amending Canby Municipal Code, Chapter 3.24, public transportation payroll and self-employment tax.
Thank you. Second. Motion made by Counselor Hensley, second by Counselor Dale, to approve ordinance number 1391, an ordinance amending Canby Municipal Code, Chapter 3.24, public transportation payroll and self-employment tax, with a roll call vote.
Counselor Rocha?
Aye.
Counselor Hensley?
Aye.
Counselor Coleman?
Aye.
Counselor Dale?
Yes.
Counselor Parker?
Yes.
Counselor Ryder?
Yes.
Passes 6-0. Thank you, Kim.
Okay, the next item we have is ordinance 1392. This is authorizing a contract with Curran McLeod Inc., consulting engineers for engineering services regarding 2014 wastewater treatment plant improvements.
And with that, I'll ask Greg to give us the details.
This is a replacement of or modification, not modification, maybe improvements to our headworks at the sewer treatment plant. And this has been in our capital improvement plan for several years, and we're implementing it this year. And actually, the Budget Committee voted on this. Council approved the budget to do this year. It's around an $800,000 project or more. I think the price went up a little bit, and Kurt's portion is a little less than 10% of the project cost, which is very normal for engineering costs. So recommending that the council approve this.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Greg on this one at all? Yeah, it is part of a bigger project, obviously, that looks like we'll be doing phased in over the next couple of years to take care of.
That is true.
Okay.
I don't think it's all going to be coming out of this budget year. I think the 14-15 year, you're going to see some additional. But this will take care of the entire project.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I move for passage of ordinance number 1392, an ordinance authorizing the City of Canby to enter into a contract with Curran McLeod Inc., consulting engineers for engineering services regarding 2014 wastewater treatment plant improvements and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Tie goes to Ryder. So the motion's been made by Counselor Dale, second by Counselor Ryder, to approve ordinance number 1392, an ordinance authorizing the City of Canby to enter into a contract with Kern McLeod Incorporated Consulting Engineers for engineering services regarding 2014 wastewater treatment plant improvements and declaring an emergency. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes 6-0. Thank you, everyone. New business this evening is discussion of the December 18th council meeting as well as the January 2nd council meetings. With conversation with Kim and Greg, there's not much on the agenda for both of those meetings, and so we are looking to ask for your permission to cancel those two meetings, with the second being right on top of the holiday. I suspect that much won't be done on Monday and Tuesday prior to our meeting unless we want them to. So I'll leave that to you guys to, I'm seeing nods that yes, that this is an okay thing to do.
I think it would be a good gift to staff for us to be out of their hair for a while.
And considering many of them, I think, are going to be on vacation the week leading up to those, that it'll be forced out of their hair. So with that, Kim, it looks like we will not be having those two meetings.
I will get that notice right out.
And tell staff we said Merry Christmas. City Administrator business and staff reports.
I have none, Mayor.
None this evening?
None.
Okay. Another opportunity for citizen input at this time. Mr. Cornelius, please, step forward, sir.
My name is Bob Cornelius, and I'm a citizen here in Canby. And I wish to thank the City Council, the administration, the city management, and all the employees of the city for all the fine work that they do to make Canby the wonderful city that it is. Thank you all very much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Bob. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Any other citizen input? All right.
I'll take more of that.
Yeah. We will do action review then.
You have adopted ordinance 1391, and you've approved ordinance 1392 to come up for second reading on January 15th, 2014, and you canceled the December 18th and January 2nd council meetings.
Great. Thank you, Kim. There is, as I said earlier, no executive session this evening. And before I take a motion to adjourn, I will say to Canby and to all of you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for a great year. It's been a great year. Appreciate it. And Merry Christmas to Canby. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Thank you, Councilor Ryder.
And Merry Christmas. I'll second that.
Fantastic. The motion is made by Councilor Ryder and seconded by Councilor Hensley to adjourn our meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Good night, Canby.